In 1990, Donald Trump did a sit-down interview with Playboy in which he teased a future in American politics. And there's something he said back then that we all probably should have taken a bit more seriously. It was just a year after the Chinese government used a massive amount of military force to violently crack down on pro-democracy student protesters who had been occupying Tiananmen Square in Beijing. The Chinese government declared martial law, and it massacred hundreds of civilians. And here was Donald Trump's take on that incident 1 year later in the pages of Playboy. When the students poured into Tiananmen Square, the Chinese government almost blew it. Then they were vicious, they were horrible, but they put it down with strength. That shows you the power of strength. Our country is right now perceived as weak. Okay, at this point, people can be forgiven for not believing a lot of things Donald Trump says. They don't think he actually means what comes out of his mouth. And yes, this interview was in Playboy, which I know some people read expressly just for the articles. But still, it is hard to take Playboy that seriously. But now that Donald Trump has denied the outcome of one Democratic election and urged his supporters to commit insurrection on his behalf, and somehow remains the front runner on his party's presidential ticket, given all of that, maybe it is time to start taking Trump's comments, the ones praising authoritarian regimes and their leaders, maybe it is time to take them seriously.
The man who looks like a piece of granite, right? He's strong like granite. He's strong. I know him very well. President Xi of China. He runs 1.4 billion people with an iron hand. President Xi, smart, top of his game. President Putin, smart, very smart people. One of the strongest leaders, Viktor Orban from Hungary. He's a very strong man, very strong, powerful man, and one of the most respected leaders in the world. It's tough. No games, right? Hungary.
Hungary's not playing games. Hungary, just for the record here, is one of the most anti-democratic countries in the world. But Hungary is the city on a hill for Donald Trump. It's a well-run country, that Hungary. Trump has not been shy about his love for strong men or for his strongman-like plans for our very own country if he wins in 2024. He wants to stop all investigations into his wrongdoings, and he wants to open investigations into Joe Biden and other political opponents using the Justice Department to go after his political enemies. And it now appears Trump is ready to clean house within the federal government itself, getting rid of as many career employees as he can and installing an army of loyalists. McKay Coppins writes in The Atlantic, if conservative groups get their way, the next Republican president will sign an executive order eliminating civil service protections for up to 50,000 federal workers, effectively making the people in these roles political appointees. The people whose names are being floated for senior positions in a potential second Trump White House, they are not being shy about what they would do with that newfound power either.
There's a couple people that you could put in positions like that. You know, we talk about Mike Davis as Attorney General.
We're going to fire a lot of people in the executive branch, the deep state. We're going to indict Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and James Biden and every other scumball, sleazeball Biden.
Cash. I know you're probably going to be head of the CIA, but do you believe that you can deliver the goods on this in a pretty short order the first couple of months so we can get rolling on prosecutions?
Yes, we will go out and find the conspirators, not just in government, but in the media. Yes, we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens, who helped Joe Biden rig presidential elections. We're going to come after you.
We're going to come after you. That's the sales pitch here.